Good morning, students. Hope you all are well. We will start with the lecture of MPI Unit 5, and in continuation with that, we will discuss new peripheral IC today. And I'm waiting, still very less strength is there. So I think more students will join today for the class. And we have started discussing Unit 5 introduction, basic things we have discussed. So screen is visible to all and my voice is clear. And students, we are having 1 week FDP program on IoT and machine learning. I know many students have already registered, but if still you want to participate, you want to register, you can do it today. Today is the last date for registration. So please inform your friends from other colleges also within Rajasthan, outside Rajasthan. Engineering stream students can join. Other streams also can join, those who are interested in IoT and machine learning. So I think we should start with the class. How many of you have joined, Komal? As 11 a.m. again you are having one program which you have to attend. Celebration of Constitution. Which is presented by our respected PM, sir. So you all are requested to attend, only 5 till now, okay? For FDP, if others want to join, please inform them. So we will start. So we have discussed why peripheral ICs are needed. I think in your copy you have drawn this diagram 8259. Yes, students. Amisha, you have attended the last lecture also? No. Harshita, you were there na, in the class? So we have started with programmable interrupt controller. Okay, this block diagram you have drawn in your copy. Okay, so we will start discussing it, why this IC is needed. If I want to interface more interrupt devices with the 8085, because 8085 has a very limited options for hardware interrupt system. So we can have this IC interfaced with 8085, and how they both work together, that I will show you in this diagram. This also you can draw in your copy. So here I am showing connection between 8085 or 8086 advanced microprocessor IC with the 8259 peripheral IC. Okay, in the block diagram you have seen that there is D0 to D7 pins. D0 to D7 pins are there, which are used to transfer data, which is known as data bus buffer, and that will be connected to 8085 AD0 to AD7 pins, that is address data bus. Okay, whenever data is required, it will work from D0 to D7. Whenever address is there, it will work from A0 to A7. It is a bidirectional pin over here. Okay, so you can see in the block diagram, the first block of your 8259 is data bus buffer, which is shown bidirectional connection, and it is connected with the internal bus. This is my internal bus through which it is connected bidirectionally. Okay. So how your microprocessor will come to know there is an external interrupt connected or it is requesting to be executed. That is done by this INT pin. INT will give request to INTR pin. See, we are having 5 to 6 pins of interrupt in which RSC 7.5, 6.5, 5.5 and trap is not used with 8259 IC. Just INTR pin and INTA bar, interrupt acknowledgement, which is active low pin, is connected to the 8259 IC of INTA bar. Okay, here it is shown active low, the symbol, and it's unidirectional because whenever microprocessor will get a request from peripheral IC, that is INT pin, INTR will get activated. Now your microprocessor will give his acknowledgement that I am ready to process the request which is sent by the peripheral IC. So it will send an acknowledgement to 8259 IC. So 8259 IC will now process the interrupts which are connected from pin number IR0 to IR7. Okay, these are interrupt inputs. These are not bidirectional, these are unidirectional pins. Clear? So this is the interfacing between 8085 and 8259 IC. So do you want to draw this in your copy for better explanation? Please respond. Okay, finish drawing the diagram. Okay, finish drawing this. So any doubt you want to ask, anything, any query related with interfacing of 8085 with 8259? No doubt. Should I continue? Okay, and please tell your friends to join the class because within 1 to 2 class we will wind up the syllabus. And you can come out with your doubts after finishing the syllabus. There is no issue. If you have any doubt in any of the topic, we can have discussion. I can take your class online to solve the problems, queries related with the subject. So this block diagram is for, see, you have to remember the architecture of 8085. Then you have to remember the architecture of 8259 IC, also programmable interrupt controller. If a short note is asked or asked the architecture, then you have to draw all these things. You have to elaborate the things which are shown in the architecture. Okay, so I think this we have discussed. Again, I will have a short brief discussion of this. Data bus buffer connected to the internal bus. I will show you one more diagram. It's bidirectional data bus buffer. Okay, read write logic. If the interrupt signal want to read or write the data through microprocessor, clear, so we have to intimate those signals. So read write logic, okay, which is again connected to the internal bus of this IC, but it is unidirectional. Okay, this is the direction to flow. Then CS bar. CS bar is a very important pin for chip select. If I am connecting any peripheral input device, output device, or memory interfacing is also done because there is no inbuilt memory within the microprocessor. We have to connect external memories. Whenever I am connecting external memories to the 8085 IC, then chip select pin is very important. जितनी भी ICs connected होगी उनके साथ CS bar का pin connect होगा. CS bar 1, 2, 3, 4, because at that particular instant of time, this CS bar is low, it is active low signal. That means that IC is selected. So that particular IC will work. So read write logic. Okay, this is again active low pin, WR bar active low pin, RD bar active low pin. So this is shown very nicely in the diagram. So clear, students? Then we are having cascade buffer comparator. If I want to cascade more number of ICs, एक IC मैंने connect की 8259, तो I can get 8 more interrupts. Okay. So if this IC is again connected or cascaded with few more 8259 IC, okay, so we can interface 3 more 8259 ICs. So at a time I can get 8 into 4 this interrupts. Okay, so this cascade buffer comparator is having 3 cascade pins, CS0, 1 and 2. You can interface 3 8259 ICs more. So this will work as a master, other will work as a client, okay, or server. So SP/EN bar. If I am using cascade buffer comparator, then enable signal is very important, which is again active low. जैसे इस pin पे 0 होगा, this comparator will get activated, and whatever ICs are interfaced with the CS0, 1, 2, it will get connected with the mains server IC or master IC. Clear? Next, this internal bus is connected with both the sections, right side and left side. Left side we have discussed thoroughly. If you have any doubt, we can discuss it right now. Yes, student, any doubt? Then on the right side, we have control logic. What is control logic and where we will connect this INT bar and INT pin? Students, who can tell me where we can connect this ICs? कौन बताएगा ये दोनों पिन कहाँ कनेक्ट हो सकती है, INT बार एंड INT? किसी को कुछ समझ में आए तो जरूर तुम रिप्लाई कर सकते हो इस चीज का. Yes, students, please reply in the chat box where this INT bar and INT pin will be connected. नो रिप्लाई. कुछ समझ में नहीं आया इसका मतलब. गुंजन, हर्षिता, are you able to listen me? Are you listening? ये पिंस कहाँ कनेक्ट होगी, INT बार और INT? Yes, Gunjan. See, students, please respond fast. वैसे ही it's an online class. It's totally one-way communication, and if I ask something, so at least you must reply. So it creates interest within the class. 8085 के साथ connect होगी. Very good. इतनी देर पहले हम यही डिस्कस कर रहे थे, बट सिर्फ अभी किरण को ही समझ में आया, आई थिंक. So INT bar, INT control logic pins will be connected with 8085 IC with the diagram I have shown you earlier. Now this internal bus is extended over here. We are having major this 4 blocks which will resolve the interrupt problems. Initially this interrupt request will be taken through this pins IR0 to IR7. Interrupting devices will be connected over here. Okay, and as soon as I receive an interrupt, IR2 is active. Interrupt, अगर मेरा IR2 पे कोई interrupt connected है, it is requesting कि please consider me first. So what it will do, IRT pin will be active high. IIR will see this request. It will start processing that request. Priority resolver. This is used when at a time you are having 3 to 4 or all the 7 pins are active, all the interrupt devices are available, and now I have to check whether which interrupt is of highest priority, which interrupt should be taken on the first priority, which interrupt should be taken as a last priority. So that all those things will be decided by priority resolver. So it will have some internal algorithm to decide which interrupt should be executed first if I am having at the same time all the interrupts are high. Okay, so priority resolver, see यहाँ unidirectional है क्योंकि ये सिर्फ request send करेगा and it will send it ahead. Priority resolver will resolve the issue, but it is bidirectional with interrupt service register. That is ISR. This is PR, this is ISR, interrupt service register. As soon as everything is decided, okay, so this will start processing the interrupt and it will send the data to the internal bus. Interrupt service register ISR. Interrupt mask register MR. If I want to mask any of the interrupt, I can do that. It is again a bidirectional with internal bus, interrupt mask register, and unidirectional with all these 3 major blocks of PIC-IC. Masking of interrupt will be done by using interrupt mask register. It is have its own command word, initialization command word, and those command words, interrupt enable signal is there, initialization command words are there, which will be there within the interrupt service register, which will tell the status of all the interrupts. For master slave, for cascading the interrupt, master slave operation also activates in your 8259 IC. Because when the slave receives an interrupt signal on one of its IR input, it checks mask condition and priority of the interrupt request. If it is unmasked and its priority is higher than other interrupt level being serviced in the slave, then the slave will send an INT signal to the IR input of a master. You can have a master-slave combination also. So this is the block diagram. See students, that internal discussions we don't have to do right now. It is having whole command word. जैसे तुमने रिम सिम इंस्ट्रक्शंस पढ़े थे ना, उसी तरीके का पूरा 10 command words hai that you have to remember. That will resolve all these issues because internal algorithm is not to be discussed in this. Okay, and see, we will move ahead. This finished discussion. Interfacing of 8085 and 8259 increases the interrupt handling capability of 8085 microprocessor from 5 to 8 interrupt levels. We can increase interrupt handling capability up to 64 interrupt level. Okay, student, by cascading further 8259 PIC. Clock cycle is not required. Data bus buffer, इनका एक brief description है. Data bus buffer, this block is used as a mediator between 8259 and 8085 microprocessor by acting as a buffer. Okay, it is an intermediator between 8259 and 8085 to transmit and receive the data. It takes a control word from the 8085 microprocessor and transfer it to the control logic of 8259 microprocessor. As soon as it came to know कि कुछ data process होने वाला है तो सारा control microprocessor अपना 8259 को दे देता है जिससे कि वो उसको execute कर सके. Okay, read write logic. This block is responsible for the flow of data depending on the inputs of RD and WR. These two pins are active low and used for read and write operation. And within this, we are having chip select also CS bar input pin. Also, it is having CS bar pin, which is again active low. Control logic. Next, it is a center of microprocessor and controls the functioning of every block. It has pin INTR, which is connected with the microprocessor for taking interrupt request, and INT for giving the output. ठीक है, INT बार और INT pins है इसके साथ. This is INTA bar. Okay. So next, IRR, it stores all the interrupt level which are requesting for interrupt services. जिसकी भी सर्विस हमें लेनी है वो तो नेक्स्ट लेवल पर डिसाइड होगी, बट जो भी रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा है वो सारे IIR में जाके स्टोर हो जाएंगे. ओके. Interrupt service register, it stores the interrupt level which are currently being executed. See, if one of the interrupt is currently executing, next is in the waiting, next again is in waiting list, so ISR will store that interrupt level कि एक complete हो गया इस time पे, next start करना है, third is again requesting, so this will store all these things within ISR. IMR, it stores the interrupt level which have to be masked by storing the masking bits of the interrupt level. Masking करना मतलब क्या होता है? Masked interrupt and unmasked interrupts are there. Vector interrupt, non-vector interrupts are there. Maskable interrupts are having non-maskable interrupts are having highest priority, and in interrupt we have discussed that non-maskable interrupt is your trap which cannot wait. As soon as a request is coming on the non-maskable interrupts, it has to be executed, and all other masked interrupts will be pending. So masking and non-masking of interrupts, that status is stored in IMR. Priority resolvers. It examines all the three registers. क्या करेगा प्रायोरिटी रिजॉल्वर? ये तीनों रजिस्टर्स को चेक करेगा. IRR, ISR and IMR. Okay, and then it will set the priority of interrupts, and according to the priority of the interrupts, interrupt with highest priority is set in ISR register. Is it clear? Any doubt? Anything you want to ask? Priority resolver, then cascade buffer. To increase the interrupt handling capability, we can further cascade more number of pins by using cascade buffer. ठीक है? Is it clear? You have to draw this diagram in your copy. Then this pin diagram also you can draw this pin diagram in your copy. Architecture तो सबने बना लिया है ना? Any doubt you can ask. Finished? Okay, so this finishes your, actually it's very basic things we have discussed over here. You can write about this pin SP bar and EN bar in your copy. This SP and EN bar, okay, active low pin. This is known as slave program, SP slave program, and EN is enable. SP bar and EN bar signal is tied high for the masters. However, it is grounded for the slave. Very important point. If it is acting as a master, it will be high, and if it is acting as a slave, it will be low. So I'm dictating you the interrupt sequences. There are priority modes. 5 modes are there which is used for priority resolver. तो पहले एक interrupt sequence लिख लो कि interrupt कैसे execute होगा. ठीक है, I'm explaining, the block diagram is there in front of you. You just write down this thing. It's very important. So I'm start dictating you. You just write in your copy. Interrupt sequence. The events occurs as follows in an 8085 system. First point, one or more of the interrupt request lines, one or more of the interrupt request lines, that is IR0 to IR7, are raised high setting the corresponding IRR bit. Second point, the priority resolver, second point, the priority resolver checks 3 registers. This priority resolver checks 3 registers. क्या क्या चेक करेगा ये? IIR, ISR and IMR. Okay, it will check all the 3 registers. It resolves the priority. It resolves the priority and set the INT high. Set the INT high. Third point, in response to the INTR signal, in response to the INTR signal, 8085 completes current instruction cycle in response to INTR signal, 8085 completes the current instruction cycle and executes interrupt acknowledge cycle and executes interrupt acknowledge cycle. Thus giving an INT bar pulse. Next point, next step, from the block diagram, you will get all these things because this is a sequence, and if you have any doubt, please put on the chat box or you can speak also. Next step, upon receiving an INT bar from 8085, upon receiving an INT bar from 8085, upon receiving an INT bar from 8085, the highest priority ISR bit is set. The highest priority ISR bit is set and the corresponding IRR bit is reset. Okay. Then 8259A, this IC, then 8259A places the opcode, then 8259A places the opcode for call instruction on the data bus. Then 8259A places the opcode for call instruction CALL on the data bus. Next step, next sequence of interrupt. Fifth step, this call instruction initiates two more interrupt acknowledge cycles. This call instruction initiates two more interrupt acknowledge cycles. So next sequence, 6 number point. These two interrupt acknowledge cycles allow the 8259 to release pre-programmed subroutine address onto the data bus. In response to second interrupt acknowledge pulse, again I will repeat point number 6. These two interrupt acknowledge cycles allow the 8259 to release programmed subroutine address onto the data bus. Have you finished, students? In response to second interrupt acknowledge pulse, 8259 places a lower byte of interrupt subroutine address, and in response to third interrupt acknowledge pulse, 8259 places a higher byte of the subroutine address. So this is for sequence number 6, and the last sequence when your interrupt is executed, write down that. Sequence number 7. This completes the interrupt cycle. So this is the end of the program. Here call instruction will be used. Okay, because we have to move from main program to subroutine program to execute the interrupt. Okay, any doubt you want to ask in the interrupt sequence, students, please comment in the chat box. Any doubt? Any doubt, students? Okay, next class we'll just discuss the priority modes and next IC. Okay, which is the last topic of your syllabus. So come up with your doubts and all, and please give me the attendance also. Please type your roll numbers in the chat box. Amisha, Gunjan, Harshita, Kiran, Komal, and Shreya. Yesterday in your class, what was the strength, students? Yeah, you had class yesterday, na? So what was the strength in the class? This much strength only, or chalo, we will wind up our class over here. Okay. So goodbye, students.